Are you satisfied with transparency in the federal government?
No. They keep too much hidden. Not only the federal, but the provincial also. They don't discuss anything with the public. They just say this is what's going to happen, and we'll do it.
No, we could use a little more. I think people will understand things and the way that government does things if there's more transparency involved, and there'd be less bickering back and forth. So I think more transparent government can be. I think it's good for everybody.
Yeah, transparency. Yeah, if you had a windshield that was as transparent as the government, you wouldn't be able to drive. I haven't seen any transparency. I think there's a lot of tyranny going on. I think there's a lot of corruption, and I think I'm not the only one to see that. So I think it's becoming apparent.
I would say no. I feel like there's definitely a lot more that they should disclose to us. Just with everything, with the pandemic, the crisis that we're having with that, and as well as like all of like the financial instability that people are going through nowadays, definitely need a little bit more help from the government to kind of live our day-to-day lives.
As much as they reveal, they got they play it the way they want. We're certainly better than most places for that, but adequately enough. But I suppose I could go and find more out if I really dug into an issue. But then I might be surprised that it isn't so transparent. But it seems like CPAC helps.
A lot of people are expressing skepticism in what they see in the media. What they're told for is allowable for an opinion to hold, these kinds of things. And that lack of transparency is bleeding over into political rhetoric in the House of Commons, where, I mean, it's always just been, you further your agenda by framing what your opinion is in the question and then asking the other side to answer this question that they're never going to answer. They've always just been talking past each other, of course. But I think that that's really been exacerbated lately. I think that there are some questions that aren't being asked that I would love to see asked in the House of Commons. So no, I'm not satisfied with the level of transparency. I don't think there is very much transparency there.
I don't know. It's a yes and no. I don't know much about it, but I hear from my parents talking, and they're not quite too happy about it, so I guess I'll take their side.
Not really. No. Governments usually hide things. They're very good at spinning. They're very good at PR. And it doesn't matter if it's liberal, conservative, or anybody else. It doesn't matter if it's liberal, conservative, or NDP. It's about public image.
It's a good question. I mean, probably all governments could be more transparent, and we deserve it because we're taxpayers. And we're highly taxed, and I think that there could be a better effort at it. But I mean, if you're thinking in terms of COVID and things like that, they had to move at a pace at which really sometimes the transparency was lost. But some of those decisions had to be taken fast. But for when we're in normal times, it should be transparent.
Not really. It seems like they're not fully transparent as you would expect your leaders to be.
I think so. I think I would say it depends on the questions. I'm happy with how they try to be transparent, but for the international questions like the Chinese matters and Ukrainian, I would like to know a little bit more, but I understand that it's diplomacy first. So yeah.
I mean, it depends on the issues, but I mean, you could always be more transparent, I think. Yeah.
Are there issues in particular, you think?
I mean, the access to information system's problematic, or broken and inefficient, but yes.
I think it's a bit of the last. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. Overall, you have to keep yourself informed. You have to read the newspapers. You have to listen to the news. And that's one way to find out if they're transparent or not.